Welcome to the T-Bird Zone, streamed every week on SUTBirds.com and SUUnews.com. As always, we're in studio with head football coach Ed Lamb, and we're recapping the game against the University of Northern Iowa Panthers last weekend. Coach, that was a 34-21 loss in Cedar Falls. You had talked about going into the game, kind of the danger of that rushing quarterback, and the games where the team has faced a rushing quarterback, kind of some issues, and it kind of played out that way in the second half kind of was the story, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they ran the ball on us very well. The quarterback did a nice job, but they had two other running backs that I thought ran it effectively on us as well. We didn't play very good run defense, and we didn't run the ball consistently either. Part of our problem on offense running the ball was that the score got away from us. We missed two opportunities in the red zone, came away with no points on two trips deep in the red zone. And so we were playing from behind in the second half. I thought we had potential to run the ball well, and I thought we brought the right effort and the right plan, but just didn't have the opportunity to do it and didn't get it done.
You talked about, and we had talked with the bye week preparing for Northern Iowa, a concern, not so much of complacency or lack of focus. You had talked about it in the coaches' luncheon. The players had plenty of intensity. It was a matter of concentration that you felt maybe they weren't all together in that game concentration-wise. Would you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I think sometimes too much intensity can lead to a lack of concentration. I really felt like our defense was prepared to play hard. I thought that they did play hard. They threw their bodies around. They fought, but our concentration on defense in particular was really poor. We had some coverage busts that usually when you think coverage bust, you think of big plays in the passing game, but our coverage busts were more about run support. We didn't have good run support from the secondary. Our linebackers didn't fit very well. I think they were running fast, they were playing hard, they were trying to tackle guys, but we just weren't in the right spots a high percentage of the time, or too often to win, at least.
Part of that concentration, I guess, translated into penalty yards. There was 8 penalties for 82 yards. On the other side of the coin, UNI, 0 penalties. And, I mean, it's not absurd to have a penalty-free game, but could that have been a byproduct of playing at home, being number 5 in the nation? And again, it's not to take away from their play or to criticize officials, but did you see that play out that way?
Well, no, it's not. I don't make it my place to criticize the officials. I know that the calls that were made against us were legitimate calls, and so that's where we have to focus our area of concern. We with the amount of road games that we have and the amount of losses that we have this season, I could drive myself mad and be a really miserable person if I start evaluating the officials. It's not my job, and I don't see any benefit to it.
Okay. The team's up 21-17 at half. What is the team feeling in the locker room there at halftime? Being up, and for a long time up 21-7 in that first half.
I thought our team was focused at halftime on doing better. We went into the half with a failed opportunity on offense to add to the lead, and so I think there was a hunger. I think there was intensity, and I think guys were up to the task at hand. We just we didn't get that done.
Special teams played a huge role again in the game, particularly the kickoff unit, both the kicking team and the receiving team. Austin Menifee especially, he had a 99-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. That's his second kickoff return for a touchdown on the year. 203 total yards in kickoff return yards. Talk about his performance as an individual in that game.
Austin, he racks up those total yards because he's so dangerous in many different areas of the game. He's got fantastic vision as a kick returner, and the guys have really begun to rally around him in their blocking assignments on that kickoff return unit. He's also very dangerous out of the backfield as a receiver, and of course handing them the ball as a running back. So he's really got multiple ways that he can hurt the opponent.
We should mention he was the National Kickoff Returner of the Week. Do you see him maybe catching on at the next level, potentially as a return specialist similar to a Nick Miller?
Sure, I certainly think he has that ability. He has great strength. I think he'll be durable. That's always a key at the next level, is being able to be durable, because there are a lot of guys that can do what everybody else can do. And there are a lot more guys capable of playing in the NFL than actually guys on rosters. But Austin's very strong. He's been durable all season long and throughout his career. And he, as I said, he can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can return it. He can cover kicks as well. He's got a lot of ability, and I think he will get that opportunity.
Again, that final score at Northern Iowa was 34-21. Outside of the rushing yards for Northern Iowa, was there any other aspect of that game that you felt led to either that victory for UNI or the defeat for us?
Well, the turning points in the game were twice down in the red zone, not being able to capitalize on a great 2-minute drive right at the end of the first half. We threw an interception and came away with no points. We could have had a chance to go in with a significant lead at halftime, and instead we went in with a 4-point lead. And then later on in the second half, when we had the ball first and goal at the 4-yard line after an interception by Nick Witzman, we came away with 0 points as well. And at that point, it was a 10-point game. With a touchdown, we make it a 3-point game, or even with the short field goal, make it a 7-point game, a 1-score game. And we got neither, and I thought that really took the wind out of our sails. It made it so that Northern Iowa could get into a very conservative game plan, and we just weren't able at that point to have enough time on the clock to come back. And when we did, we threw that last interception.
All right. Again, that final score, 34-21 for the Thunderbirds in Cedar Falls. Coach, we appreciate you coming in, and join us for the next segment where we will preview the upcoming game with Northern Arizona.